Hey, what's up in doing numbers? I wanted to share my screen here and kind of go through some stocks here before market opens, and I know some of you enjoying time with the family, which is okay. Um, but I like to start with, anyway, this is basically my watch list. I'm hoping to get 15 minutes of your time to have a look at some of these stocks and see where we at. Um, Yeah, so the past 2 weeks has been really obviously interesting. CPI came out, FOMC, and all these values has been really bullish for the market. Traders coming in, I think the market is showing signs of possible recovery. Some people would say 362 was the bottom for SPY. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know yet, and we'll find out very soon. But in the past few weeks, obviously, market has been really going up. It's been really outstanding for the bulls. It's been a lot of red, obviously, since start of the year, but we finally got some massive bull run. And right now, if you look at my screen on SPY, we're right at these two candles here. This is the 5th of June, and the last week of April. And you can see there are a couple of double tops there. There's a massive rejection. We're almost there this time around. I'm not saying it's going to reject, but that's something I'll be 428 area is something I'll be looking at on SPY. And as you can see on the daily as well, the RSI is extremely high. So that definitely tells me something, market might start to pull back, may start to pull back, you never know. But yeah, RSI is definitely something to really think about. And we got gaps everywhere here, like you see the gap in here, for instance. These are sort of things that you have to look at when you're trading to make sure you're not going too aggressive, and also you're probably hedging your calls or puts or whatever you're playing. But that being said, I also want to share Apple as well. Apple has been really bullish. I think we got a couple of plays on the floor that really went well. It's been really bullish since 128 MAC, and it's been flying since then. It's almost back to the top. Well, as you can see from my chart here, yeah, we're almost at that trend line, rejected a couple of times at, Apple at 182, and it failed again at 178. We're almost there now. So we're looking at maybe not 175, 173 area. But that's something to keep in mind as well. All these lines don't have to play out. They don't have to play out. But Apple's been obviously moving. When Apple moves, everything else moves. That's what you got to think about. A lot of the stocks move because Apple is a market cap of 2.7 T, which is amazing. As a matter of fact, the entire financial sector is only 5.5. Apple is 2.7. If you look at SPY, like I said, SPY is almost very close to that double top here on the weekly. And the daily RSI is way above 70. And for Apple, the same story as well. RSI is about 70. We've seen scenarios where RSI went up to 80 on the Apple a couple of times, as a matter of fact. I'm not saying it's going to go there this time around, but I think this was when it split. But, just something to keep in mind. And just something for you to keep in mind, decide how you play yourself, but that's something I'm watching. Now to jump into the main menu for the week. I've been looking at Tesla. I've been talking about this Tesla for a while now, and Tesla has been doing an amazing, well, it depends on if you've been playing it, but it's been moving really nicely. Cashed out a few thousands on Tesla already. I still got many more to go, but I think Tesla splitting soon, like Google, it might be potentially paying off massive money. One thing I want to bring up here for those of you that are, maybe in the Tesla trade or not in already is this Copenhagen formation I have right here. The thing about Copenhagen is the breakout is always the max height. So I'm looking at the 942 mark here, which is always somewhere around here as well, 942. And it's a sweet curve from here. If you can follow my mouse all the way here, then we had a nice cut. So you may potentially go back to 942. If it breaks out, I think it's going to be a massive breakout. If it rejects, it might come back down a little bit, consolidate till obviously the split date, which is August 25th. But I'm really banking on this Copenhagen to really play out. And if you look at the weekly chart as well, we still, we got a long way to go to get to the trend line. RSI is not too bad. RSI on the daily actually gave us a massive pullback, which is awesome, 61. So these are the kind of RSIs I like to play if you want to play weekly calls. You want to be below 70, and this is not too bad. Before it runs to 70 on the daily, we'll probably be above, 950 by then. If it keeps going up, that is, if it doesn't come down. But, it's a nice cup and handle here. I like the Tesla play. I've been in it. I'm still in it. So really hoping to milk it, this split. I think this week might be the interesting week. When the stock splits, it doesn't have to wait till the day it splits before it moves. I think the move is going to be around here. And I think it's going to come back and touch this trend line here. I personally believe it's going to be above 1,000. If you get a move this week, we're already 904 right now. I think this will see 100 or, 50, 50, 50 to tomorrow, then be 50 next day. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just guessing. We might see 100, and we're taking us above 1,000, which is, last week or, sometime Wednesday, Thursday last week was meant to get in to the call. If you're not in already, you might be day trading. That's probably the best advice I would give. I wouldn't tell you to go long or do anything else, but yeah, if you break this 942 area, I think Tesla is gone. Or even 945, one of the two, I think Tesla is going to run up to 1,000. The big one for the week, obviously, is Walmart and Target. We played Target so many times. I've been talking about this massive gap on the Target for so long. And I'm hoping someone followed me on it, but we finally broke the 168. Now we're 172, almost 173. I've been talking about Target since 149 area. It ran up, came back down, and it's not come back down since then. RSI is not too bad, but it's kind of pushing it right now. So this is the final week I'm going to be playing Target. But as you can see, there's a massive gap here from 172 to 209. So the trick to playing this is very simple. I'm looking at Walmart as a hedge because if Walmart doesn't do well with the earnings report, then Walmart's going to come back down. So I'm buying a put on Walmart. I've already put that out. I might be getting more just to add more to average up on the Target, which is up already, and average down on the Walmart put, which is down already because I think it went up again on Friday. But if Walmart numbers are not great, I'm looking at this triple top here around 132, probably reject back to 125. So if you want to play this one, actually, I put a 124 call put out there. I might load more because I think because it's reporting on 16th and we have the OPEX on the 19th, I think we might see if it doesn't report a good number, right? That's a big if. I'm not saying it's not going to report a good number, but if it doesn't, I think we're going to see 120, 120, 124 or below 125 basically. And surprisingly, it stopped at 132. If you look at 132, 132 used to be the massive load area for Walmart. Look at that. It hasn't between March 2021 all the way to February this year. This area was a good support, good demand zone for this stock. Now we're kind of having a triple top here. And the last time we got here, they released the news. It came down, it went back up again. Then another news came down. Then we're back we're back there again. I don't know if it's gonna come down, but I'm hoping to get more 124 and maybe 125 this time around for Walmart. And what I'm doing is I'm playing the Walmart put and I'm getting the Target call. My main goal is the Target. I prefer this gap up here. And the good thing is Target actually reports the day after Walmart. So that gives me some room to escape here if I want to sell. So for Target, I'm looking at the 826. I'm actually going really far now in terms of the call itself. This is not my kind of thing, but I'm going for the 200 call here because if Walmart does well, I think Target is going to go to like 180, 185. And I think the expectation is going to be extremely high for Target to do well as well. And if they do, they might break out to like 200. You never know. I'm just guessing here, but this is a gap up. So there's nothing literally blocking it from running up here. You can see maybe the first potential stop will be at 183. Then the next one, you can see how high is it. I mean, it is 204, maybe even 200. We're talking about 200 call. 183 might be the first boss stop right there, and it's going to stop here. Let me put a line there so you can see what I'm talking about. So if he stops here, you could clearly see That's the first target right there, just somewhere around there where he bounced off the last time. And after that, we're above 200 already. That's the reason I'm playing target, because, and I think you might want to look at this one as well, somewhere around there, and say maybe 195 might be another stop. But by the time we get to 195, we're already at 200. We're talking about the call was about $64 last on Friday. It ran up a bit, or 70 something, ran up a bit. But if we get to 195, it's a next week call. I think we're gonna be big in the money by then. So something to watch out for. Like I said, my main goal is target play, but I'm looking at Walmart to hedge. If Walmart does well, my target call does well, I don't lose money. If Walmart doesn't do well, my target call it fails, but I make money from the Walmart call. That's because Walmart's already told us, hey, we might have a really bad earnings report because nobody's buying anything. And I think that kind of contradicts the CPI that came out recently that said obviously consumers are purchasing a lot of things as well. So that's something you have to think about, yeah. But anyway, that's where I'm playing it. You can play it the way you want. His earnings report is risky. There's no guarantee you're gonna make money from earnings, but it's just something to keep in mind. The potential plays there. If Walmart does well, Target will go up. If Target doesn't do well, Walmart doesn't do well, Target call will probably go to zero, and we'll make our money back on the Walmart puts. And the other two I'm looking at for this week as well, which is surprisingly 16th and 17th as well. So 16th is Home Depot. This is hurricane season for those of us that live in Florida. Everybody's building something in Florida. That's the way it is. You're always trying to buy a new house or paint something or get a pool. So Home Depot is your friendly shop in Florida, even over other states as well. But one of the things you buy a lot at this time of the year in Florida is planks and all sort of things, trying to make sure your house is secure for hurricane. But anyway, I'm looking at this. I think there's been a lot of plays on this one already, so I'm not going to talk about Home Depot. But it's the same idea if you're playing lows. I'm more focused on lows myself, and that's because on the weekly we're just breaking out. We're literally just breaking out. We just broke out on Friday. I was talking about this consolidation for so long, and in my watch list I put out around 190, 198, and it broke out, ran up to 206, and you can see that 206. The reason why it stopped there, I think on the daily is a lot more clearer. You can see you stopped right above this consolidation area, and also right above this consolidation area, which is really awesome. If you can break this, I think if you can break out maybe on Monday, come back to retest, I don't know, maybe Monday, Tuesday, I think it's setting us up for a potential jump into the high 200s as well. So maybe 220, you never know. But again, the same thing applies here. If Home Depot does well, lows will go up. If Home Depot doesn't do well, lows will come down. So if you're playing lows, it might be best to get, if your focus is on lows, it might be best to get put on Home Depot, just to edge, just in case Home Depot doesn't do well. I think lows is gonna, if Home Depot misses, I think lows is gonna come down. So you make money on the put. You can save yourself on the call. Yeah. So that's how you play these two. Again, like I said, target comes after Walmart, lows comes after Home Depot. You could play them however way you want it, but I just think the main focus this week for everybody will be Walmart and Target. I think Walmart's gonna set the tone for the week. If Walmart doesn't do well, I think it's gonna affect Target, and finally, it's gonna affect one of the most interesting stocks that I like to play every time, Costco. Costco's been extremely bullish even in this rough market. It came down double top here, came down all the way to test the trend again, down near around 405. That's because Walmart and Target obviously really messed up the last earnings report. When Costco had the earnings report, they shoot up to, it went all the way back from 405 to 480. Did a little bit of retest, filled the gap here. Then he never looked back since then to 550. Now it's kind of like a nice flag on the daily here, and a nice consolidation going on as well. So I think what's going on with Costco is a lot of the buyers are waiting. They're waiting to see what's going to happen to Target and Walmart. And when you get that sort of scenario, as you can see here, we kind of like wedging and flagging and consolidating at the same time. But I think most of the buyers are waiting here, which is also actually really good because RSI is cooling off. Now we're 58, which is awesome. So now we go back to 70, Walmart and Target as well. So that's something we need to keep in mind. Costco is a nice, it's a bit expensive. It depends on how you want to play it. You want to be playing Costco at the top, at the bottom like this, or at the top. Those is the, that's when it's really cheap. If you're playing Costco, if you want to risk, I mean, I won't risk Costco because Walmart and Target, they report in the morning. So you want to wait till at least Wednesday morning to see what happens to Walmart and its report. You may not have a lot of time to maybe buy more calls at that point because you never know. If Walmart does well, some of these stocks might have really been gone in pre-market before they open. So it's going to be tricky, but I like the flaggy on the daily. I like the RSI kind of cooled off as well. It seems like it wants to bounce back. But we have to keep an eye on it. I'm not rushing into it yet, but there's definitely potential for I think there's a lot of potential there for Costco to move up. And we just literally bounced on Friday. We go to the 4 hour. It just literally bounced on Friday. It might go back up to 547. Then hopefully he breaks out if Walmart does well. If he doesn't, I think he's going to come back down to at least 509. So that's a potential put right there as well. If you want to play Costco, you have to edge. If you don't care about Walmart Target, you could play Costco 916, and they're not cheap. So keep that at the back of your mind. I'm really going far here, so you could have more time to exit if the play doesn't go your way. But these plays are not cheap, and the volume is not awesome as well. But for those of you that can afford it, then definitely some potential risk to reward there. One thing that I really want to talk about again is the Microsoft, which is kind of interesting compared to if you look at Apple chart on the daily chart, for instance, Apple daily, we broke out here. So what I did here was I drew the channel. It's a downtrend for Apple, but for every stock anyway. I drew the channel here, then I'm looking at and I looked at so I'm not logged in here, I'm just showing you kind of what I did for Apple. When I go into some place, I think some place were on the floor, but anyway. What I'm looking at here is how do you know it's breaking this downtrend, the one that came from March all the way down to May and June. If you kind of draw this downtrend line there, you see it broke out. It broke out July 7th, and it ran all the way up. If you look at SPY as well, it's almost the same thing. SPY, if I were to draw a line here, just draw a line here like this for SPY. It's not too accurate, but you can see around here, 705 was double bottom, triple bottom as a matter of fact, 1, 2, 3. Let me zoom in well. So there's a lot of bottoms here. And it kind of broke out as well around 718. So that means Apple was leading. SPY broke out 718. But if you come down to Microsoft and have a look at Microsoft, this is the daily chart for Microsoft. So I'm looking for the 718. So Microsoft didn't really break out. I'm looking at 705. It kind of broke out to 270 and came back down again. The bottom line is Microsoft on the weekly is probably the most, is one of the ones, the mega stock. This is about 2.1 T market cap, which is massive as well. It's about to fill a gap on the weekly, but it's got a lot of room. It hasn't really moved. If you look at the weekly for Apple, it's done about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, 6 green weeks. If you look at SPY as well, SPY is done 4. But if you look at Microsoft is only done 3 to break out. These sorry, what I mean by after, it's done, Apple is done 6 after breaking out. SPY is done 4 after breaking out. Microsoft is just literally breaking out now. I'm not saying it's gonna continue like the rest. Microsoft doesn't really move like the rest of the stock. You have to understand the price here. It's a really good stock, but they're going through a lot of things right now. I think they're laying off, freezing hiring, and so on and so forth. But Microsoft is moved up here. It hasn't really gone up. I think the first target will probably be around 295. Then maybe it's gonna push 300 and maybe 317. But anyway, I'm looking at this as the only one that's probably going to move the market very soon. And because of that, it might slightly push SPY up to maybe push the daily RSI for SPY to about 75 maybe, because Microsoft is a big stock as well. But if the market goes down, Microsoft is going to come down as well. Obviously, Microsoft has got a gap on the daily to fill at the bottom to 282, but it's also got a gap at the top to fill on the weekly for up to 295. So I saw a lot of buyers coming in. That's why I mentioned this. I've actually been mentioning Microsoft for a long time now, since 260. If you look at the watch list, it's 290 now, $30 after, and it's really gone. So those are the things I look out for anyway. I look out for the ones that are really lagging right now. So I'm not chasing anything, but I think if Microsoft continues to move, Apple is going to move and SPY will move as well. But if it doesn't, you have to keep in mind RSI is really high on Apple and SPY. The next one you have to look at is what Microsoft. But we also have, like I said, we also have a Tesla split coming up, so that might change the dynamics. Then the other one I was talking about the other day, I think I said enough about this. I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. Was Netflix. I talked about Netflix so much that I hope someone followed me on that stuff. Which I thought I was talking about Netflix around 227 area. Now it's 249. And I think he's got, like, you clearly see there's a massive gap in it. So Netflix is going to fill this gap at some point. Depends on how it goes. The other thing is Netflix is actually partnering with Microsoft for ad business. Disney went up because of the ads they're trying to jump into. Netflix is doing the same thing as well. So you never know. They might make some money there. I don't know about subscribers, but you never know, right? But yeah, there's a big gap. We're right there on Netflix right now. 250 all the way up to, this is a massive gap, as a matter of fact, all the way up to somewhere around here. Let me zoom in and see. All the way up to 334. So there's a massive gap here to fill for Netflix. It might take time. So you might, this is expensive. So if you really want to play this one, you might be looking at December calls. It might take time. And we're moving into September very soon, which is always a bearish month in the regular market. But this is not a regular market. So you never know the reaction. Just keep in mind, some of these stocks, you probably have to play them, when it comes down, buy them again. But RSI is extremely high as well. The last one I want to talk about, and again, I'll put some of these plays on the floor. I just want to run through them to let you know what I'm thinking. Last one I want to talk about is Lilly. The government passed a bill, in support of Obamacare and some other things. I didn't really look at the healthcare bill, but I think it might affect some of these health stock companies like Lilly, Johnson & Johnson, Mac, and everything. But the thing is, Lilly does a lot more than just vaccines and pills. But what I'm really keen on here, besides the news and data, I'm looking at the technicals right here. When I see this, it came all the way down here, did a massive consolidation. Well, not massive, but 6 days consolidation, 5 days consolidation, and it broke out. So I think the first, if you look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 days of 6 red days, then we kind of went choppy, then it broke out here. If it continues, I think this is going to move back up to 320. But RSI is really low, so it depends on how you want to play this. When I see a low RSI, I'm automatically thinking, well, maybe the implied volatility will be low as well, so it's 26%. These are not cheap. If you want the cheap ones, this is not the one for you. But they have, potential. I like the 916. Anything with low RSI now, I'm going for the 916s. I'm not doing August anymore because we're past it. 916s might be the way to go. But yeah, just keep Lilly at the back of your mind. If I see anything, I'll put it out there. If not, just letting you know what normally happens when it stopped. So what actually happened here was the rally, then it consolidated, then they had bad news, and the earnings report wasn't great. It came back down, consolidated. I think it might be going up here. We need another green bar here to kind of show us. But I think above 310, the next target will be 320. It will complete the 3 amigos and maybe push up a little bit more. Maybe retest this the bottom here, which is around, like I said, 320. So depends on how you want to play this anyway. But I think Lilly has potential. And I think if you look at the weekly, it hasn't been doing bad actually. It's been slowly crawling up. I remember when I was playing Lilly around 140, but anyway, that was then. So that concludes the, kind of a brief overview of what we're looking at this week. Like I said, Tesla is my main priority. I'm already in it. I'm sitting down just waiting to collect checks. Walmart and Target, I already put something out. Target, we play Target like 3-4 times, and everything hit like 100% every single time. I'm not about the percentage. I'm more about the dollar amount. I made some dollars here, but just letting you know that some of these plays did well. Netflix did well as well. So I'm hoping to come back to this. So I want to see what this week looks like, because there's a massive gap in it. Like I said, Home Depot is reporting on Wednesday. Low is reporting, I think, is it Tuesday? Sorry, Home Depot is on Tuesday, same as Walmart. Lowe's and Target are on Wednesday. So I'm looking to see the reaction for Home Depot so that I can know whether to get out my lowest call or to get back in, add some more. I'm looking at Walmart as well. If Walmart does well, like I said, Target will fly. If Walmart doesn't do well, then Target is going to be coming back down. But, at the end of the day, I bought puts on Walmart just to edge Target. You could do the same for Home Depot. And you could reverse it as well, but it only makes sense to play the second one. If you want to edge this, you don't want to play puts on Target, call on Walmart, because and in my opinion, I think it's safer for you to front load your edge here, because it gives you an opportunity to go really long on the second one. What I mean is, like, let me just explain this one before I end this call. If you're on a Walmart, if I'm playing Walmart put, if I'm focused on Target and I'm playing Walmart put, it's about $50. I don't have to worry about whether this would do well or not, because this is the edge, right? This is the one that will probably save my call. Let's say I get two of this, it's about 58. That will cost me 116, and I get Target and I go really far out to like August 26, which is a week out, and I get a 200 call here. It's gone up. Let's say I bought two, that's 200. So eventually I'm spending 350 on two plays each for Target and Walmart. What I'm saying is I have to make 200 from the Walmart put to pay the Target in case it goes sideways. Now, is that possible? Yeah, it's definitely possible. If Target goes below 124, sorry, Walmart goes below 124. But if Walmart doesn't go below 124, that means I'm only going to make maybe $40 each on these ones. So that's 80. That means I have only made 80 out of the call here that I paid 200 for the Target call. Now, what that means is I have 120 more to pay for. Now, because I've gone to August 26th for the Target call, I have more room and possibly a very good chance not to lose 100% of the call. I'll probably just lose 50% or 60%. So that will take me roughly to about, let's say, $50 each, and I've lost about 150. And if you remove 150, 80 minus 150, that's about 70. So I may potentially lose, sorry, 120 minus 40. I may potentially lose $40 here, and I've made 80 on the other side. So that's how that's how I look at it. I think it's a lot easier for you to go long on the second one, because if you're managing the play well, this is earnings report, by the way. I'm not playing charts or anything. I've already played Target. I'm playing with profit here. So I think it gives you more opportunity to, because you have to also look at the risk to the reward here. Like I said on the daily, I have almost a $30 gap here to play for on a Target. So if I have a call that goes well, if Walmart does well, it's only about $9 here. So even if Walmart does well and it goes to 145, that's only $9. But I could potentially, first of all, make the first target on the Walmart call and the second target on the Target call, and a continuation after, it's 209 or wherever the gap fill is. So there's potential here on the Target side, in my opinion. Home Depot and Low is a completely different story. You could choose the one you want to play. The charts look alike. You could choose Lows. You could edge your Home Depot call with Lowe's put, or you could edge your Lowe's, call with Home Depot put. It's completely up to you. But the Walmart and Target one, I think the gap on the Target is a lot more than the gap on the Walmart. So I'm playing the Walmart. I'm playing the Target call as opposed to the Walmart call. So that's the way I'm playing this. I'm just letting you know my train of thought here, but it's completely up to anybody to play. I'm not going to force anyone to play the way I play my own thing. Do your own thing your way. But feel free to let me know if you have any questions for these plays, and I'll definitely be on the floor to chat with you, lot. But yeah, but Tesla, like I said, this Copenhagen is really something I'm looking for. We got a nice call here, nice green bar here, pushed to 900. Closing at 900 was really big, was massive. And we should see if we get a continuation to 950. I think we are here, man. That Copenhagen, a Copenhagen basically, it gives you 75% of 75% of the time Copenhagen plays out. And I think you almost get the height of the cup. So for this one, it's about 940 to 620-ish. That's about 320. So if you go 320 from 940, we're talking about 1200. But give or take, I'm targeting 1100 for Tesla. I could be wrong, but you never know. All right, folks, I'll be on the floor tomorrow to kind of chat with you. If anyone has any questions, just ping me or put you on the premium lobby. And let's have a great week.